What's going down, guys? Michelangelo here, and it's been too long, and I haven't been hitting you up and emailing or doing video email answers. So when I get an email, I will, and it's good, I will answer the question online so that not only that person but everybody. I'm sorry, I'm trying to block this light out here, but then everybody else can also hopefully benefit from the answer. And the question today I will be answering is from Miguel from Spain. And first off, Miguel, thank you for contacting me. I do appreciate this. This stimulates thoughts and ideas for me and questions. Then I'll have to get better and try to answer it myself. So he was watching the videos and he practiced some kickboxing. He does some Kung Fu, Sanshou Kung Fu, and he's 26. He wants to get more ripped, though. So he breaks the question down very nicely. I'm going to practice martial arts 3 times a week. I'm going to do dumbbells 2 to 3 times a week. And should he forget about a bodybuilding routine, or should he hypertrophy routine? So basically, he's asking me, is it worth it? Bodybuilding routines and bodybuilding movements, are they worth it? And I got into a debate the other day about powerlifting versus bodybuilding. Powerlifting is tremendously important. The lifts make you very strong, make you explosive, but bodybuilding moves and routines make the muscles bigger. So are they more functional is the question. I got into bodybuilding first, and I've shrunk it down like by 20 pounds since I stopped, and I'm quicker and I'm more flexible and more agile, and I don't feel like I'm burning up as much energy now when I'm doing like jiu-jitsu or striking. However, I did lose some of that power I had. And what bodybuilding, to me, the movements, like it's criticized for things like a bicep curl. You're doing a curl, you're isolating the muscle. I never isolated the muscle when I did it. I kept the weight on the balls of my feet. I kept focus on keeping all the muscles tight and then transferring and using some what they would call cheating on the reps. So I rock a little bit. So I can see where it couldn't hurt to mix it up. What I would do is do it like Randy Couture style. I don't know if you've seen those workouts where he does relatively lightweight for him. It'd be heavy for most people. And he goes from one movement to the next. So he'll start doing bent over rows, right into upright rows, right into deadlifts, right into shoulder press, right into lunges, right into, what do they call it? Good mornings, right into search Randy Couture routines in YouTube, and you'll pop it right up. I see a benefit in there if Randy Couture is saying it because he's trying to grapple, and grappling requires just a tremendous amount of nonstop action. Greg Jackson, if you watch some of his interviews, he's really focused on isolated motions and then explosive motions, which sounds good if you're going to get into like MMA and grappling. It's not as important as strikes, but holding a squat for 20 seconds, then dropping the weight and then doing explosive squat thrusts and the jumpers would be an example like that. You're holding tension and then you explode. It simulates like doing a shooting in on a single or a double leg and then pulling to the side, exploding to the side, holding and then exploding. So there's different methods. I find that all methods have definitely good principles behind it, but you need to mix and match and learn the ultimate goal, which is to completely take over and connect with your body. So your brain connects with the muscles more and more effectively, more efficiently. Your back, for instance. When I first started weight training back when I was 13 with Tom Finuto, I had no control over my back, and my forearms, my hands would burn out. Because you don't see your back, it doesn't develop as tightly as your arms or your chest because you see it. And then when in bodybuilding, you get into something called posing. Posing is tremendously important and effective, and it's kind of like doing your katas, where you're just focused on connecting your mind with the muscle. That is highly important. The more you can do that, the more effective and efficient you'll be at all exercise, and you'll be much healthier too. Better organ function. Your organs will work because your muscles will work better and better. Besides that, I wouldn't get too critical. If you're trying to get ripped, and I should answer this straight from the top, and a lot of people are looking to get ripped, right? Ripped is it's kind of, let me say, not a facade, but there are a lot of things go into it. If we're gonna get into crazy topics, like if you look at bodybuilders will paint themselves tan. They'll color in the muscle, they'll tan. They shave every tiny little white hair off their arms, their abs. A lot of guys I train, if they just shave their arms, they would be shredded. But because they have basically a fur coat down their back and shoulders, they're not appearing to be shredded. So take that into consideration. I know it sounds ridiculous. It's definitely metrosexual, but you're from Spain. It's liberal out there. Shave, get as lean as possible. Next thing you want to do is try to evaluate your body. And one thing bodybuilders do is they don't just build all the muscles equally. If your shoulders are smaller, and it might make your traps look smaller, make you look overall smaller. So if bringing your shoulder out an inch made your whole profile look better, to appear to the outside look better, your shoulders are broader, so all of a sudden you look bigger. So you want to make yourself as symmetrical as possible, and no better information, water hose, fire hydrant than the internet on posing and how to design your body the best you can. Now, is it functional? Obviously not. If you look at the UFC, you see Cain Velasquez or Fedor Emelianenko, and you see that it doesn't matter what you look like for functional. I mean, it's good to be lean, but obviously it's not. Otherwise, what's his name? Chet Congo would win every fight because he's shredded. He looks fantastic. So is it functional for Kung Fu? Probably not. But if it's going to make you feel a little bit better, go for that. And then the last thing is you got to focus in on your eating. Make sure that you're monitor first what you're going to eat, and then either go to the body transformation experiment and email me the questionnaire on that, so I know exactly what you're eating, so I can help advise you, because it's kind of tough just to make recommendations without knowing exactly what you're eating. Eating food manipulates your body fat much more than exercise. Okay, you can outpace it through exercise, but your food is tremendously important if you're trying to lose body fat, because your body will just build muscle, it'll build strength, and it'll also build body fat. And a lot of things, workouts, the studies show that immediately after you're done working out, your body attempts to rebuild the fat tissue. So the same enzymes that broke down the fat tissue help to rebuild it. The lipase that helps break it down helps to get it back in the cell. So you don't want to eat things, especially sugar, that will create a situation where you're able to rebuild your fat cells. Without getting too long-winded, and usually I don't go that long. YouTube doesn't even allow me to go that long. I want to help you out here. So list down everything you eat for the next 2 weeks, everything you work out, and I'll give you some better information. You're also the supplement question. This is such an in-depth email. I should took a little bit better, but I just taught class a little loopy. So let's see, pre-work supplement, jacked, and whey protein. Do you need it? Is it just a waste of money? Ultimately, it's not. There are definitely benefits to those things. I wouldn't recommend you take jacked or get addicted to any of the caffeine. Try to motivate yourself and try not to use it. But occasionally, every once in a while, use it if you have no health problems. The whey protein, you're probably going to be okay with that. I wouldn't use it. Creatine too, no. You don't need any of this stuff. A lot of people on the supplement brochures and in the commercials are taking steroids, or they're just genetic freaks. So it makes it look like the creatine really helped out when it's just the tip of the iceberg. Food is much more important, and your training is more important than any of the supplements. But it makes you feel better. What the hell? Give it a shot. Whey protein you're probably safe with. Creatine definitely works. But let's find out what you're eating exactly. And since you're from Spain, you better hit up that, what's that beef you guys get, not the beef, the prosciutto you guys have, the best in the world. You got to send some of that over. We're going to France in August. Maybe we'll stop over in Spain. Keep sending emails. Do your homework. Write out all the things. Go to Body Transformation Experiment. Then anybody else can do that too. Go to the questionnaire and then send it in so I know exactly what you're eating. I can better advise you. Have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching.